Hi, I'm Komal and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to crochet this cute top in two versions, sleeveless and with full length sleeves. In order to crochet this top, you'll require yarn of your choice, a crochet hook according to the yarn, markers and yarn needle. This is a step-by-step tutorial starting with the gauge for the pattern. For this project, I am using the Knit Club's Cool Soft Cotton, which is 100% cotton yarn. It is 13 wraps per inch approximately. It suggests 4.5 mm crochet hook, but I'll be using 6 mm crochet hook for the project. This is the gauge swatch that we will be working on before starting the work on the top. Let's start by making a slip knot. Now either make 31 chain stitches or 31 foundation single crochet stitches for the first row. I will be making 31 foundation single crochet stitches. Begin with chain 2 stitches. Now insert hook in the second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull through. You will have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first loop. Again you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both the loops. 1 chain stitch and 1 single crochet successfully created. Now insert hook in the second chain stitch that we just created. Yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook. Now yarn over and pull through the first loop. Again you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both the loops. Now there are 3 single crochet stitches along with 3 chain stitches at the bottom. Insert hook into the newly created chain stitch, yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first loop. Again you have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Now repeat the process to make a total of 31 foundation single crochet stitches. I have made 31 FSCs. This completes our first row. Now for the second row, we'll do chain 3 and a double crochet in the first stitch. We'll begin the second row with chain 3. As seen in the gauge swatch, we'll work a double crochet in the same stitch and then skip 4 stitches. Turn your piece and work a double crochet in the first stitch. Now chain 1 and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet after skipping 4 stitches. Skip these 4 stitches and work a double crochet in the 5th stitch. Again 2 more double crochets in the same stitch. After these 3 double crochet, work chain 2, work another 3 double crochet in the same stitch. This is our first 3DC V-stitch. Next we are going to chain 1, skip 4 stitches and work 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet in the 5th stitch. So doing chain 1, skipping 4 stitches and in the 5th stitch working a double crochet V-stitch, that is a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet in the same stitch. Now chain 1 and repeat the pattern from 3 DC V-stitch to a DC V-stitch once more. Skip 4 stitches and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the 5th stitch. Followed by a chain 1. This will be a 3DC V-stitch. Next we will repeat the double crochet V-stitch. Skip 4 stitches and work a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet in the 5th stitch. Followed by a chain 1. Again we will repeat the pattern instructions for 3 DC V-stitch. Skip 4 stitches and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the 5th stitch. This way we have repeated the 3 DC V-stitch. Finish the row with chain 1, skip 4 stitches and work 2 double crochet in the last stitch. This way our second row is complete. After this it's just a repeat of pattern instructions for the second row. I will repeat the second row pattern instructions 4 times more. Each of the next 4 rows will begin with chain 3, turn your work and a double crochet in the first stitch itself, chain 1 and 3 double crochet V-stitch in the chain 2 space over the 3 double crochet V-stitch from the previous row. So working 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the same chain 2 space. This is the first 3 double crochet V-stitch of the third row. Now chain 1 and work double crochet V-stitch into the chain 2 space of the double crochet V-stitch from the previous row. So working a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet in the chain 2 space of the previous row's V-stitch. Now continue to work V-stitches over V-stitches and 3DC V-stitches over 3DC V-stitches, and don't forget to place chain 1 between both sets of stitches. Now we have completed making 3DC V-stitch over 3DC V-stitch. To finish the row, work a chain 1 and 2 double crochet in the third chain space of the chain 3 made in the previous row. This completes our third row. Now go on repeating the pattern instructions for the second row 2 more times. This way we have made a total 3 repeats of the second row instructions. Now we will give a finishing edge to the gauze swatch. This will be particularly helpful while working on the neckline. Let's begin the second last row with chain 3 and a double crochet in the first stitch. Now chain 4 and work a single crochet into the chain 2 space of the 3DC V stitch. Chain 4, a single crochet in the chain 2 space. Now chain 4 and work V stitch over the V stitch. Four chain stitches and a double crochet, chain 2 double crochet in the next chain 2 space. As you can already notice, we are able to give it a nice linear edge. Let's continue in the pattern by working chain 4 and a single crochet over the 3DC V stitch. Again chain 4 and double crochet V stitch over the V stitch of previous row. Again chain 4 and a single crochet over 3DC V stitch. Finish the row with chain 4 and 2 double crochet in the last stitch. Now chain 1 and turn your piece. Work a single crochet in the first stitch, a single crochet in the next stitch as well. Over the chain 4 stitches, work 4 single crochet stitches. Then a single crochet over the single crochet of previous row. Again work 4 single crochet stitches over the chain 4 space. This we will repeat for every chain 4 space in this row, and 1 single crochet in the double crochet V stitch. So 4 single crochet into the chain 4 space. Single crochet over the chain 2 space of the V-stitch. 4 single crochet in the next chain 4 space. Single crochet over the single crochet of previous row. Continue working 4 single crochet in each chain 4 space and a single crochet over the V-stitch and single crochet of previous row. Finish the row by working a single crochet in the last 2 stitches. With this, we have finished the gauze swatch. Now, let's take the measurements. It measures 10 inches in width and 4.5 inches in length. As you know, this pattern is not yarn specific. One can use a fingering weight yarn or a double knitting yarn, worsted weight yarn, and it will result in a different measurement of your gauze swatch. I am going to demonstrate how to calculate the number of starting FSC for panel and sleeves using your own body measurements and your gauze swatch measurements. For example, using fingering weight yarn, I have made a different gauze swatch which gives 25 foundation single crochet stitches in 5 inches. At this point, with a tape measure, take following measurements. In order to calculate the value of A, you will need to measure yourself around the bust. This value will get divided by 2. For the value of B, count the number of foundation single crochet stitches in 5 inches of the gauze swatch. This value will get multiplied by 2. For calculating the value of C, measure the armhole length. This value will get multiplied by 2. For the purpose of this example, I am taking bust measurement of 40 inches. So A is equal to 40 inches divided by 2. The different gauze swatch that I made had 25 foundation single crochet stitches. So the value of B will be 25 multiplied by 2. We measured the armhole length at 8 inches, so the value of C will be 8 inches multiplied by 2. Calculating A with 40 inches divided by 2 gives us 20 inches. Calculating B with 25 FSCs into 2 gives us 50 FSC in 10 inches. For C, we multiplied armhole length of 8 inches into 2, which is 16 inches. Now we are going to find out the number of foundation single crochet stitches required for front and back panel. Multiplying the values of A and B and dividing it with 10 will give us the number of FSC for the panel. So 50 multiplied by 20 divided by 10 will give us 100. Similarly, the number of FSC for sleeves is the value of B multiplied by the value of C divided by 10. So multiplying 50 by 16 and dividing it by 10 will give us 80. For the stitch pattern to work, the number of FSCs should be rounded off to a multiple of 10 and 1 should be added to this number. FSC for the panel was 100. We added 1 to this number and the final number is 101. Also, the FSC for sleeves was 80. Adding 1 to this number and we get 81. This is how you will calculate the number of foundation single crochet stitches for panels as well as sleeves. Next part of the pattern is the front panel. According to my measurements of 36-inch bust size, the number of FSC in 5-inch gauze swatch of 15 and armhole length of 9 has given me foundation single crochet stitches for panel as 54 and foundation single crochet stitches for sleeves as 54 as well. I will round off these values to the nearest multiple of 10 and add 1 to the value, which gives the starting FSC as 51. Hence, following the pattern instructions of the gauze swatch, I will make 51 foundation single crochet stitches for my front panel. This completes our first row. Continue with the pattern instructions for the second row. Crochet chart for this stitch pattern is available on my blog. The link is in the description box below. Once you have made the first pair of 3 DCV stitch and the single DCV stitch, continue to repeat the pattern instruction for these two pairs until there are only 5 FSCs remaining at the end. Once you have completed the repeat, you will have 5 FSCs remaining at the end. Finish the row with chain 1 and 2 DC in the last stitch. This will complete the second row. From third row onwards, it is a simple matter of pattern repeat. Continue to follow the pattern repeat until you achieve the desired length. I made a total of 16 pattern repeats of row 3. To give this panel a nice linear edge, work the last 2 rows of the gauze swatch. This is how your panel will look like after completing all the pattern instructions in the gauze swatch. For the full sleeves version, make 3 more panels, that will give you 4 panels in total. If making a sleeveless version, you will need 2 panels in total. Until this step, the pattern for both front and back panel as well as the sleeves is same. From here, the front and back panel are differentiated. Let's continue with the front panel instructions. Place a marker on the stitch which is exactly at the center of the last row. In my case, there are 53 stitches on the last row. So I have placed a marker on the stitch number 27 from the end, and there are equal number of stitches on either side of the marker. We do not work in the marker stitch, but continue to work on the side where the yarn is already attached. When working on the other side, we'll attach the yarn on the stitch next to the marker stitch and continue to work on that side. Let's continue to work on the side where the yarn is already attached. Chain 3 and work a double crochet in each stitch until you reach the marker. Do not work in the marker stitch. This completes the first row. For the next row, chain 3. Turn your work and make a double crochet in each stitch across the row. Finish the row with double crochet in the last stitch. After completing 2 rows of double crochet stitches, chain 1 and cut the yarn. Join yarn again in the stitch adjacent to the marker. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now double crochet in each stitch till the end of the row. This completes the first row. Begin the second row with chain 3. Turn your work and double crochet in each stitch till the end of the row. With double crochet in last stitch, we finish the second row. The next part of the front panel is making the front ties. Crochet 30 chain stitches or as long as required. After achieving the required length, cut the yarn. Keep the yarn end a little longer to tie the tassels. Now on the other side, attach yarn and chain 30. Again, cut the yarn and leave a little longer yarn end. The front ties are done. Let's work on the tassels to attach to these ties. Take a 3-inch long cardboard or a diary. Cut and place a small strand of yarn across it. Now we are going to start wrapping the yarn around this diary. I did this a total of 20 times. You can do as many or as few as you want. Cut the yarn. Take the small string of yarn and tie a really tight knot. We have created kind of a loop by wrapping this yarn. Cut this loop in half at the bottom. This way your tassel is ready to be attached to the front ties. Using the yarn end on the front tie, attach the ties to the tassel. Cut off the uneven end of the tassel. Repeat this process for the other tassel as well. With this, our front panel is complete. Next, we will work on the back panel. With the same number of starting FSC as the front panel and following the gauze swatch pattern instructions, we made this back panel. Now we will add last 2 rows of double crochet stitches. Start the next row with chain 3 and turn your piece. Now place double crochet stitches in every stitch till the end of the row. After completing the first row of double crochet stitches, begin the second row with chain 3. Turn and place double crochet in each stitch till the end of the row. With this, we have completed the back panel. Next, we will assemble the top by joining the front to the back piece. I will suggest to place markers over the shoulders as well as under the armholes and then wear this piece to understand if it fits you properly. Do not cut the yarn, we will use it to assemble the panels. This is me wearing the panels on attaching the markers over the shoulders as well as under the armholes to see if it fits me properly. Next part is sewing the panels together. The number of stitches being sewn together on both the shoulders should be equal in number. Same goes for the armhole length. Make sure that the armhole length on both sides is equal. Right now, the panels are with their right side facing outward. In order to sew them together, we will turn the piece inside out so that their wrong side is facing outward. I will be using a crochet hook to sew the pieces together. You can use a yarn needle for the same. Matching stitches on the front panel as well as on the back, I will sew along until the marker stitch. Once I reach the marker stitch, I will place a single crochet, chain 1 and cut the yarn. I will repeat the same process on the other shoulder as well. This is how it will look like from the inside. And this is the finishing on the outside. According to the marker placed, my armhole measures about 8 inches in length. Join together both the panels on this side by matching the stitches on the front panel and on the back panel. Once you have reached the marker stitch, chain 1 and cut the yarn. Repeat the same process on the other side. Both the panels have been joined on the sides. We have worked until the marker stitch and left the armhole space open. This is how our top looks like after we have joined the panels on the sides as well as over the shoulders. Now our top is ready for edging on the bottom as well as over the armholes. At the armholes, join at the middle stitch where both the panels meet. Chain 1 and work a single crochet in the same stitch. There are double crochet stitches all over the armholes. So work 2 single crochet stitches in each double crochet stitch. I am working a single crochet in a double crochet stitch and another single crochet in the same stitch. Continue working 2 single crochet in each double crochet stitch across the armholes. Continue in the pattern until the end of the round. Finish the round with slip stitch into the first single crochet. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. With this, edging over the first armhole is done. Repeat the same process on the other armhole as well. Edging over both armholes is complete. Let's do the edging over the bottom of the top. Join the yarn at any one of the corner at the bottom of the top. Chain 1 and work a single crochet in the same stitch. There are single stitches at the bottom of the top, hence continue working single crochet in each stitch until the end of the round. Slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch to finish the round. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. This completes the edging at the bottom. Edging on the neckline is an optional step. I have done a single crochet edging over the neckline, starting from where the front ties start. Join yarn at the first stitch where the front ties begin and chain 1. Single crochet in the same stitch. Continue working single crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. That is when you reach the stitch where the other front tie is attached. After working into the last stitch, chain 1 and cut the yarn. Weave in all the ends. With this, the sleeveless version of the top is complete. Continue in the tutorial if you are making the full sleeves version. I made 2 panels for sleeves following the FSC calculator and got swatch pattern instructions. I added as many rows as needed to reach the length of my wrists. There are more number of rows in my sleeves as compared to the number of rows in the front or back panel. The sides of the panel that you like the most is the right side of the panel. Next we are going to stitch this panel lengthwise to convert it into a sleeve. With the help of a crochet hook, I am going to join this panel from edge to edge to make it into a sleeve. Make sure you are joining the panel lengthwise. I have joined the panel with the help of single crochet stitches. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. I am turning the sleeves inside out to show you how the finished sleeve look like. Repeat the same process for the other sleeve. Now both the sleeves are complete. Let's attach them to the body of the top. For attaching the sleeves, turn the body of the top and the sleeves inside out. We will be joining both the parts stitch by stitch across the armhole. Before even starting to stitch them together, make sure that this part of the sleeve faces downward. Also, the stitch pattern on the top as well as on the sleeve should match. With the single crochet joining edge facing downward and the stitch pattern on the upper side, place the sleeves along the side of the top this way. I am going to join this stitch by stitch with the help of a crochet hook. You can use a tapestry needle. I'll be working through both of these stitches simultaneously to stitch them together. Join the yarn at the center where both the panels meet. Chain 1. Now insert hook into the corresponding stitch on the sleeve. Yarn over, pull through and make a single crochet stitch. I will continue to work single crochet stitches through corresponding stitches and join both parts. Continue in the process until you reach the first single crochet stitch. Slip stitch into the first stitch to finish the round. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. With this, the first sleeve is attached to the top. Repeat the same process to attach the other sleeve. Assembly of both the sleeves to the top is complete. I have turned the piece inside out such that the right side is facing outward. Following the process of edging given to the bottom of the top, give a single crochet edging to both the sleeves. With this, the assembly and finishing of the sleeves is complete. The link to the detailed written instructions along with step-by-step photo tutorial and crochet chart is in the description box below. Bye bye and see you in my next video.